Hey everyone, in today's class we'll see how we can print this pattern in Python. We'll take number of rows from user. So if the number of rows is 5, then the number will be printed in reverse order like 15, 14, 13, 12. And if you can count, the number of rows are 5 here and it is from 15 to 1. That is, the numbers will be printed in reverse order. Let us first try to understand this figure. I have taken this where if the number of row is 1, so the number which will be printed is only 1. If the number of row is 2, then the number of rows will be 2 and here the numbers printed will be 3, 2 and 1. If you count, these are 2 rows and it will be from 3 to 1. If the number of row is 3, then this will be printed, that is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can count, this is 1, 2 and 3. 3 number of rows are there and the numbers will start from 6 to 1. If the number of row is 4, then it will be 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is from 10 to 1. And 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 4 number of rows. So let us try to understand this. The most difficult thing is to find out the starting number. So if you know the starting number, then it's very easy. Why? Because the numbers are printed in reverse order only. That is 3, then 2, and then 1. So we can use the decrement operator to decrement this number. But we have to find out the starting number. That is the most difficult part here. We'll try to find a pattern here. So if the number of row is 1, so here the starting number is 1 only. So if we count the difference between these two, it is 0. But if the number of row is 2, the starting number is 3 here. So 2 plus 1 is 3. That is, the difference is 1, is of 1 only. Now, if the number of row is 3, the starting number is 6. That is, 3 plus 6, 3 plus 3 is 6. So the difference is 3 here. If the number of row is 4, the starting number is 10. So the difference is 6 plus 4 is 10. That is, 6 is the number which is added in this number of row. And here the same, if the number of row is 5, the starting number is 15. And that is, the difference is 5 plus 10 is 15. So the difference is 10 here. So when it is 1, the difference is 0. When it is 2, the difference is 2 plus 1 is 3. When the number of row is 3, 3 plus 3 is 6. When 4, 4 plus 6 is 10. And when it is 5, 5 plus 10 is 15. So we'll first see how we'll get the starting number. So for getting a starting number, we can take a variable, for example, a, and we'll initialize this with 0. And what we can do is we can use a for loop for I in range. Okay, so in this, we'll take the number of rows. For example, if it is 5, 5 means i's value will be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what we'll do is we will add this a is equal to a plus I. Okay, so what it will do is it will add 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. And then we'll get the final a's value. Now, what we'll do after this, we'll take another variable, maybe v, and then what we'll do is we will add this a plus the number of rows. So when we'll print this v's value, you can see it is 15, coming out as 15. So what we are doing here is we are taking a variable which will hold the sum of this I that means range, whatever the range we have taken, the number of rows we have taken, it will be 0, then 1, then 2, and then whatever the row number is, it is always minus 1. Range is as it is always minus 1. So in this case, it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what we are doing here is only we are doing the sum of these numbers, 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Now we are storing in a variable that is a, and then we'll take another variable where we'll do the sum of the number of row and the sum of these numbers, and that's all. We'll get this 15, that is the starting number. So once we get the starting number, we'll use a nested for loop. So let us quickly write the program. For row, I'll take input from the user only, enter row. Okay, so as I've told you, I'll take a variable, maybe a is equal to 0. And this, what this a will hold, it will only hold the sum of numbers of range. Okay, or maybe I in range, and whatever the row is, row number user has taken, n in our case. Now, what it will do is, inside this, I will do sum of a and plus I. That means the previous value of I will be added to the new value of I. And I value will come from this range. So after getting this, after doing the sum of these numbers, we'll take another variable. It can be any variable. I'll do sum of whatever the value of A is, we'll add with the number of rows. Okay, now I will take nested for loop to print the pattern. For example, for R in and then range. For a column, we'll take another loop in range, whatever the value of R plus 1. This is the most simple nested for loop to print any pattern. And then if I will use a print, and then what I will do, I will use this val. Okay, now separating it with comma, I will use end. Why we use end? And we use to get the space. Okay, I want the space to be printed after each value. So I'll use this end parameter, end, and then coming out of the inner for loop, this will be the statement for the outer for loop. Outer for loop, as you know, it is for the row. So after each row, I want my cursor to move to the next line. So I'll just use a print. Okay, let me just save it and run it first. So if I have taken 5, in this case, if you can see, it is printing and it's printing 15, 15, 15. So only thing which I need to do is, after printing this 15 or any number, it should be decremented. So well minus 1, if I save it and run it, 5 row. So if you can see, it is 15, 14, 13. But the only problem is I'm not getting a proper shape. So I will use a format function here. For input I will put this val inside this format function. If I save and run, number of row 5, if you can see, it is 14, 15, 14, 13, which is correct number. And if I run it again, if user says 4, then it is 10, 9, 8, and we are getting 4 rows. So this is the logic which we use to print such pattern. If you liked the video, please subscribe the channel for more such videos and click on like button. Thank you so much for watching.